Hey dudes, CI here. So I'm thinking about trying something different this week. Normally I don't feel like my videos are about anything really deep and philosophical. I'm not like Tiago. Tiago's got all these great thoughts and he likes to talk about them, and I usually don't. But I think I'm going to try to today just because, I don't know, I'm just going to give it a try. I'm going to talk about God. In particular, I want to talk about my idea of what God is. I don't know if this is going to go well. I don't feel like this is my forte, but I'll give it a try. Maybe it'll go off the rails, maybe not. When I was young, maybe 19, 20, 21 years old, I was an atheist. And it was sort of because of science. I saw science and how wonderful it is and how amazingly complex the world is with all its little interacting evolutionary ecological systems. And I felt like that was an answer for me. That was enough to explain the universe. The universe is complex in its weird and random ways, and I'm okay with there not being a God. I was okay with the complex science being enough. And then, as time passed and I grew older, I realized that there were certain things that science just couldn't explain, and they generally involved origins. Yes, the science sort of has an idea of what happened at the beginning of the universe. But what about before that? What created that beginning? And that sort of led me back towards God. I started to develop in my own head and my own heart a new idea of what God is. It's my own idea. In a way, I created my own God. And in my own head, God is all those things that we don't understand yet. Yes, science has taken us back to the earliest stages of the universe, and we think we know what's going on, but we don't know everything. There's certain things that we just don't understand yet. And you know what? I'm willing to call those things God. You know, science doesn't understand what came before the Big Bang. I'm okay calling that God. Science doesn't fully understand dark matter and string theory and how there needs to be this amount of mass for all the laws of physics to work, but we don't know where all that mass is coming from. We can't find it. We can't measure it. It might be this thing called dark matter. What the hell is dark matter? We don't even know. Well, you know what? I'm kind of willing to call that God. God, to me, now, in my adult life, has become all those things that we don't understand. And here's the funny thing. Here's where it gets fun for me. I like to imagine God watching the scientists try to figure out his design. And I like to imagine God rooting for them. He's like, oh, God, wherever he or she or it is sort of like, man, those guys are really getting close. They kind of got this Big Bang thing figured out, but they're just not quite there. And he's looking at these other scientists over here who are heading in a different direction. He's like, now those guys, they are way off base, but these dudes are close. I'm rooting for them. They are so close. I know that might be a little bit silly way to think about God, but that's what God has become for me. He's got this amazing design for the universe, this design that we as humans will never figure it out. But I think he likes watching us do it. I mean, why else would he keep putting all these curious geniuses into the world? He keeps putting geniuses into the world who are incredibly curious about the way the universe works. I think he likes watching us try to figure it out. And, you know, think about it. We're never going to figure it out. It's all too complex. God's gigantic, interactive design is just too much. And if we've learned anything from science, it's that every time we make a new discovery, well, that discovery opens up 1,000 new questions. But these wonderful, brilliant, curious scientists are going to keep trying to answer those questions. And God, my God, the God I believe in, will keep watching them do it, cheering them on. This is the God that I've created for myself. I don't feel like he's all that personally involved in everyone's day-to-day lives. Mostly, to me, God is the entity that designed this ridiculously complicated universe. He's all the things that we haven't figured out yet. All those things that the geniuses haven't quite got yet and can't wrap their heads around. I call that God. And if that's God, well, it's the scientists, not the preachers, who are really trying to figure him out. Alright, that's my take on God. Maybe you've got your own take. I'd love to hear it. I'll see you all next week. Linda, I'll see you tomorrow.